15th and last at the moment for Martin. There is the order on the left-hand side of your screen. Buliga now, third place, closing right in on Andrea Iannone as they come through the right-handers at Rio. Don't forget the track temperature is 50 degrees Celsius here this afternoon. And Michael Ruben Rinaldi now, number 121, the 28-year-old from Rimini, the World Superbike race winner, the former European Stock 1000 champion. He's coming into big pressure from his fellow Italian. Look at the bright yellow bike of number 72, Marco Bezzecchi, a fellow Rimini rider, and they nearly touched there as they came out of La Quercia. Rinaldi somehow still holding the position, but there was so nearly contact there between Rinaldi and Bezzecchi as they came out of La Quercia. And look what it's doing, it's backing them into Fabio Di Gianantonio, who's gone through. Di Gianantonio takes his teammate and is up into sixth place. And when I say teammate, I use the expression very loosely indeed, because I don't think we're going to be seeing any tactics in what is very much a non-championship race here with the Race of Champions today. Looks like they've switched back around again. So Bezzecchi's got the verdict as they come out of the Caro hairpin. Look at the lean angle for Andrea Iannone in second place. Here he is. Twice on the podium here in Grand Prix. It was Moto2 when he was third in back-to-back years, 2011 and 12, and he's only 0.2 of a second behind the reigning double MotoGP champion. And up the inside was going the yellow flash of Bezzecchi. Did he get through on Michael Ruben Rinaldi? Yes. Oh, they're both nearly gone through. They're nearly bumping into one another now. Bezzecchi is up into fifth position. Di Gianantonio still in seventh place, and he's now attacking Rinaldi as we get down into the right-hander at Rio, one of the most difficult corners on the circuit here at Misano. They're down to first or second gear in that part of the track, about 30 miles an hour on these, what are essentially, don't forget, road-going machines, even though they are on slick tyres from Pirelli. And I'm not sure whether Bagnaia was expecting this coming into the weekend. A real attack going on here from the rider behind him, and it's Andrea Iannone. His family and friends watch on, joined down there by Claudio Domenicali, the Ducati CEO, who was kind enough to pop into the commentary box for a chat before the race started. Fabio Di Gianantonio has just gone through and taken Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Look in the background, the two VR46 riders then now. They were behind the Moto Corsa bike of Rinaldi just a couple of laps ago. Now they're both ahead of him. Franco Morbidelli is still in 8th place. Bastianini is 9th. Pirro is 10th. And Jorge Martin has managed to pass Glenn Irwin and Danilo Petrucci to get up into 13th place after going off twice on the opening lap. There is Jorge Martin. Ahead of him is Alex Marquez, who's attacking the reigning double World Superbike champion Alvaro Bautista. Here they come. There's Morbidelli. Behind Morbidelli is Bastianini. Then it's Pirro. There's Bautista, number 1 in World Superbikes, number 19 officially in this race. There's Petrucci. He's effectively, would you believe, riding with one arm at the moment after a terrible, near-fatal motocross crash getting on for 3 months ago now. And the fact Petrucci came through for a good point-scoring effort here at Misano just weeks after that in World Superbikes earlier this year was well nigh incredible. And then guess what? He was on the podium last weekend at Most. There's Alex Marquez up the inside of Bautista, pushes in wide. Oh, and thank you very much, says Jorge Martin. Alvaro didn't want that. That's exactly why he was going to be cautious here this afternoon. He did not need a Marquez diving up the inside into Rio Corner. So Alex Marquez, former Moto2 and Moto3 world champion, is up into 11th place. Martin's gone through as well, as I say, and he's 12th. Here we go again on replay. Marquez on the left, Bautista. Well, if you didn't know he was there, Alvaro, you certainly do now, as Martin says muchas gracias and follows them through. Back at the front. We're not even at half race distance yet. Bring it on. 6 laps still to go at the end of this one in the 2024 Race of Champions here at World Ducati Week. Pirro won the race in 2018. We didn't have one in 20 because of the pandemic. Bagnaia won in 2022, and Bagnaia now then, having his best lap of the race so far, he's put in the fastest first sector of anybody in the race so far as we come through to the end of this lap, and look what he's done. He's extended the advantage over Iannone, the pole sitter, to 0.7 of a second. You can see the gaps at the left-hand side of your screen, 0.7 between the top two, and then it's always the gap to the next rider, so 0.3 between Iannone in second place, Buliga in third, and 1.3 seconds back to this man here, number 93, the 8-time world champion, 6 of those titles in the MotoGP Premier Class. It is Marc Marquez, the 31-year-old from Cervera in Spain. Now, is he closing in? You can see the change on this new Panigale V4S with one large central air intake, which differs to the two individual air intakes we had on each side of the bike in its previous guise. And Booliga now is putting some real heat on Andrea Iannone for that second place. Martin's progress continues, by the way. Jorge Martin has gone through and taken Alex Marquez, so Jorge fighting his way back through the field. I almost want to suggest he deliberately ran wide on the first lap to keep himself out of chaos, but of course he had a couple of mistakes. He's past Marquez now, though, and Martin, second in the MotoGP World Championship, is up into 11th place in this race. There's Peco's lead, just shy of 1 second.